Hello, good evening. This is a business meeting of the Augusta City Council. Today is Thursday, April 16, 2026. I invite you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. All right, again, welcome everyone. We're very happy and pleased and honored to be leading off tonight's meeting with a presentation and some remarks recognizing and honoring the Capital Area Technical Center culinary arts students who are about to go to national competition to show off their skills to everybody in the country. So with that, Mr. Luke.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor O'Brien and members of the council and our special guests. I'm Keith Luke, the city's Economic Development Director. Our state's economic future depends on our ability to develop local talent, young people who are trained, credentialed, and ready to contribute to the industries that drive our economy. The hospitality and restaurant sector is one of Maine's largest employers, and our capital city is proud to support the pipeline of workforce development that begins right here in our own schools. We're here to recognize that our city's contribution is to send the best to compete at the national level. The work happening at the Capital Area Technical Center doesn't happen in isolation. It happens because of strong partnerships between the school department, the city, and organizations like Hospitality Maine, which has been a tireless advocate for culinary education and workforce development across our state. I'm pleased to introduce and welcome Kathleen Pierce from Hospitality Maine, who will say a few words before we hear more about their accomplishments and what lies ahead for them in terms of competition from Chef Heidi.
Thank you, Keith. Good evening, City Council. Great to see all the students here tonight. Hospitality Maine is the nonprofit trade group that supports restaurants and hotels, and we're based here in Augusta, just a few blocks away on State Street, and I'm in charge of membership and communication. And we have three pillars: advocacy, connection, and education. And the education is what we're here to celebrate tonight. The Pro Start program is a program that Hospitality Maine supports through the National Restaurant Association based in Washington, D.C. And it's a statewide program that gives interested students a hands-on lab-like experience where they're learning actually how to work in a real restaurant, not just flipping burgers in at a chain. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But if you tried what they made tonight, the gourmet spice cake with black sesame tahini sauce, you can tell that this is next level education right here in Augusta. So, and it's not just chefing that they're learning. They're also learning the business of how to run a restaurant. This competition is pretty cool. Cassidy, my colleague, is actually the Pro Start coordinator. And we've had, 18, 19 schools in Maine that use this curriculum. Not all of them compete, only the best and the brightest, which is what we have here tonight. So we wanted to thank the city of Augusta for recognizing this team, Capital Area Tech, as they head to Baltimore in a week. And I'm delighted to, if you have any questions, happy to take them. But the real leader of this program, the rock star, is Heidi Parent, the the educator, so would like to welcome her to the podium.
Hi, I'm Chef Heidi Parent, and this is Chef Patrick Austin. We're co-instructors at Capital Area Technical Center. Good evening, Mayor, members of Augusta City Council, City Manager, City Clerk, Council staff, and everyone else joining us tonight. Thank you for inviting us to be here. It's truly an honor to stand before you this evening as we prepare to represent Maine at the National ProStart Invitational in Baltimore next week. Your support means a great deal to our students, our instructors, and the entire Capital Area Technical Center community. Tonight is more about about a competition. It's about recognizing the power of career and technical education, the hard work of young people, and what can happen when students are given a meaningful opportunity to learn, grow, and lead. At Capital Area Technical Center, we are proud to be a part of Augusta's educational community. Career and Technical Education, or CTE, is not just an alternative path for students. It is an essential part of preparing young people for the future. CTE gives students the chance to connect classroom learning with real-world skills. It allows them to discover their strengths, explore careers, build confidence, and develop a sense of purpose. For many students, CTE is the reason that they stay engaged in high school. It gives them a reason to show up every day because they can now see how learning matters. They're not just memorizing information on a test, or they're applying concepts, solving problems, they're working as a team, they're developing professional habits that will serve them for life. Programs like ours at Capital Area Technical Center support high school graduation rates because students feel connected and invested in their learning. When students see a future for themselves, they're more than likely to stay in school, work hard, and succeed. CTE also improves college outcomes. Students in our programs learn time management, accountability, communication, technical skills that help them transition successfully into post-secondary education, apprenticeships, and advanced training. Whether they pursue college, industry certifications, or immediate employment, they leave with a strong foundation. And just as importantly, CTE helps boost future earnings and long-term career success. Students gain skills that employers need right now. They enter the workforce better prepared, more confident, and often with a clearer sense of direction than many of their peers. In our culinary arts program at Capital Area Technical Center, that mission comes to life every day. Our program is designed to prepare students for a successful career in the food service and hospitality industry. But beyond cooking, we are teaching professionalism, discipline, responsibility, teamwork, leadership, and resilience. Our students learn food safety, sanitation, knife skills, cooking methods, baking, pastry, fundamentals, menu planning, kitchen management. They work in a fast-paced environment that mirrors the expectations of a professional kitchen. They learn that excellence comes from preparation, consistency, attention to detail. They learn how to communicate under pressure, how to solve problems in real time, and how to support one another. These are life skills just as much as industry skills. A major part of our program is the ProStart curriculum developed by the National Restaurant Association. ProStart is nationally recognized as a 2-year culinary arts and management program that prepares students, high school students, for careers in the food service industry and hospitality industry. ProStart is important because it helps students see the bigger picture. It teaches them that success in this field requires both skill and professionalism. It gives students a head start on college, industry certifications, and future careers. Our program has probably been involved in ProStart team competitions for the past 8 years. During that time, our students have accomplished something truly remarkable. Capital Area Technical Center has earned 12 Maine state champion titles across the culinary and management competitions. In addition, our program has won a national championship title in the culinary competition. These achievements reflect not only talent, but also the years of dedication, commitment, and teamwork from students and instructors alike. For those of you who may not be familiar with the ProStart Culinary Competition, it is an intense event that challenges students to prepare a 3-course meal in a limited amount of time using only butane burners and without access to any running water or electricity. Students are judged on knife skills, sanitation, teamwork, timing, organization, professionalism, and the quality and presentation of their dishes.
The ProStart Management Competition is equally impressive. Students develop a complete restaurant concept from the ground up. They create a business plan, menu, marketing strategy, operation plan, and financial projections. They then present their concept to a panel of industry professionals and answer detailed questions about how they would run a successful restaurant. Both competitions demand creativity, discipline, poise, and professionalism. They are challenging at the highest level, and our students rise to that challenge year after year. As instructors, working with these students has been one of the most rewarding parts of what we do. Whew. These students have been preparing for this competition since October. This means months of late evenings, long practices, constant feedback, refining details, presenting skills, learning from mistakes, and pushing themselves to improve. What stands out most is not just their talent, although they have plenty of that. It is their commitment, their passion, their willingness to work hard and support one another. They care deeply about doing their best, not just for themselves, but for their teammates, their school, and their community. They are talented, hardworking, respectful, and driven. They represent the very best of what young people can achieve when they are given support, expectations, and opportunities. They are also a powerful example of what career and technical education can do. CTEs help students discover that they are capable of. It helps them build confidence and direction. It helps set them up for a successful future. We are incredibly proud of both of our teams and all they have accomplished to get to this point. To the students, thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and the pride you bring to our program. To the City of Augusta, thank you again for this recognition, for your support of education, and for celebrating these children and their achievements. We are honored to represent Augusta and Capital Area Technical Center and the state of Maine at the National ProStart Invitational in Baltimore next week. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for allowing us to share this special moment with you tonight.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? No.
End of the year tears.
Well done. I'm guessing there are some questions or comments.
Yeah.
Let's start with Councilman Michoud.
Thank you very much. I will let you know that I am an epicurious professional, and I've enjoyed sweets for nigh on to 60 some odd years. And I would like to say that that delicious little dessert out there, the cake, was perfectly baked. The hint of ginger and the spices used in that cake, it was not dry, it was very moist. The black sesame tahini, very delicate and excellent. The pomegranates and the mandarin orange complemented that. And right now, my palate is extremely, extremely excited. So thank you very, very much for that. If you use that for your dessert, I don't see you losing any competitions. And I truly, I listen to all of the state championships and national championships. Those are equally as important as the basketball court and the baseball field. These young people will, hopefully most of them will take this and go on and use what you have taught them in the future to be a chef, go to school. There's community colleges and there's other schools, and go to Paris and really learn how to do it, and then you come back here and own a restaurant. Come back home and bring your talents home. But I want to congratulate you. It was delicious. I really, really wish you the best in Baltimore next week. There's no doubt in my mind that you're going to bring home the golden cupcake.
Thank you.
I bet you they'd love it if they had Councilor Mish as a judge down there.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll see if there's any openings.
Councilor Lind.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So some observations. I'm an Air Force retiree. I spent quite a bit of time, and two quick observations. The uniforms,
Yep.
sharp, disciplined, and then during the Pledge of Allegiance, uncovered. Thank you for that. I just wanted to give a different perspective. So another avenue would be the military.
Yep.
And behind every pilot, every captain of a ship, there's a meal.
Yep.
And there's a place that people can go during those most stressful times, not only for physical health, nourishment, mental health. It's huge. And I can say with great pride, the Air Force eats very well.
Yeah.
We take our dining very seriously, so that's another option. But the discipline you talked about, clearly evident. And you look so professional and sharp. You really do.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness, you should be really proud.
Thank you.
You're going to do very well at Baltimore. I can tell you that. If nothing else, you show them how it's done because you look great. And that means a lot. That goes to discipline, and that discipline carries forward. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a gentleman from Augusta that graduated from Coney High School in 2006, currently running McSeagull's a restaurant.
Yeah.
He traveled all over New England. He ended up right back here in Maine, right on the coast. And he's done very well for himself. So your potential is huge. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Councilor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, chefs, for being here tonight, all of our chefs. CATC, all of the programs at CATC are just so incredible and such a gift to our community and to the young people here. And seeing the way that our young people engage with these programs, it makes me just full of pride for the people we have in this community. And I was lucky enough to have my daughter in the My First School program. And one of the things they did was introduce the kids to some of the other programs as well.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite things to hear about, because not only did the preschoolers get to learn about a lot of the different programs available, but the students, the high school students that interacted with those preschoolers, not just the high school students that were trained to interact with those preschoolers, made a huge impression and were so professional and kind to them. So that example has stuck with me for a couple years now of the type of student we have in our CATC programs. I am just so proud of all of you. We'll be thinking of you over these next couple of weeks, cheering you on. There's something really special about making food for other people. There's something special about the care and the love that goes into it. And looking at this product that you put forward, the professionalism, the detail, there's just so much that you can tell that you have a lot of pride in your work, a lot of care in your work. And some of my favorite meals favorite memories have been meals either professionally made or homemade, shared with people that I care about. So when I think about these professions that are open to you, or your life, right? Throughout your life, the things that you'll be able to give to others and receive from these skills are just huge. So thank you for being here tonight. It's an honor to see you all. We'll be thinking of you, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilor Judkins.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My wife would consider herself a foodie. She likes gourmet food a lot. She likes to travel. Sometimes she makes me go with her. And we've been to Provence, we've been to Paris. We just came back from a trip of Italy. And the first thing she seeks out is every fine restaurant she can go into. She is there for a rewarding, wonderful meal. Anybody that knows me just a little bit knows I'm there for the dessert. So I've had dessert in so many five-star restaurants. Right here in Maine, we're fortunate. We have many James Beard winners, and she makes me go to most of those places too. And again, I go for the dessert. And I want to tell you that the dessert that you people served us out there tonight is as good as I have had anywhere. And you are all stars. You should be congratulated just to make it to this competition. So bless you all. Good luck, because the competition needs to be afraid you're going to smoke them.
Thank you.
Couple of quick questions for you. We know that students come from not just Augusta, but from all over central Maine, and I assume that's true of your group here, and the representative of many schools. Can you
Yeah.
tell us about that?
Let's see, Halldale, stand up. Oh, yeah, raise a hand, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Marana Cook, stand up. Gardner, stand up. Coney, stand up. Winthrop, stand up. Monmouth, sorry. Oh my God. Almost, sorry, Shannon. In the afternoon. Yeah, so we have eight different area high schools that come to our program. We have 2 sessions a day, so we get them for 2 hours, and then we get another session for 2 hours. Yeah.
The other thing I was curious about is you mentioned, all great teams have to practice. Practice makes
Yes.
perfect. What does a typical practice look like for culinary arts students and their competition?
So for the culinary competition in October, Nikolai, you want to raise your hand? So Nikolai was on the team last year as a junior, and then he came back into the program as a senior. So he automatically gets a spot on the team. There's 4, raise your hand if you're on the culinary competition. There we go. There's 4 cooking spots, and then there's 1 person that's their manager, and they're the only ones that can talk to the team. So the manager I always make as a junior, so then that way at least there's 1 person the next year that has some knowledge of the culinary competition. So Nikolai was a manager last year, he had a cooking spot this year, and so then we have tryouts, just like you do. I think someone mentioned basketball, baseball, those kind of things. That's how I treat it too. So we have a tryout where Chef Austin and I set up. The students sign up to try out, but we don't judge it. I actually bring in alumni from the team, past alumni from the program. Maybe they weren't on one of the teams. I bring in industry professionals to come in and judge it. And we have no say on who gets onto the team. They go ahead and do their cooking tryout, and then they all go in a room and they shut the door. They don't let me in, and they choose the team. So that's what we do in October, and then from there we practice mainly twice a week, about 2 hours after school, because I like to focus just on the team. And if I was to do it during class, somebody would not get my time. I can't split myself up. So we've been, the past few weeks, definitely been practicing twice a week on the same dish over and over again.
Management's a little less exciting. But just the growth that the students have within the management competition is amazing. So what we do is Allison's my returning. So I do the same thing where we have 1 returning person. So we always try to make that person the manager. Sometimes some people kind of fizzle out. So sometimes, right now, I only have people that are presenting. So we practice about once a week, probably about 2 hours. They have to learn lines. They have to also develop the whole restaurant concept. So we literally just sit down there with like a blank Word document on my TV, and I just start plugging away at every idea they throw at me. And then we eventually have to whittle it down. So this year our concept is a Y2K themed food truck. So it's breakfast and brunch. It's really fun, it's really colorful, and they put in so much work. And to just see the growth, they amaze me every single time. Because at States, I didn't know those kids. I truly was like, who are these people? They are always like jokey and silly during practice, but when it came time to clock in, they clocked in.
So the national competition, does it include both parts, the management part and the cooking?
You have to, at the state invitational, there's the management competition and the culinary competition. And sometimes if a school doesn't have to enter into both competitions, but the state does have to send one for a management team and one for a culinary team from the state. So I could, like, my first couple of years that I started going into this competition, I just did culinary. I didn't quite have Chef Austin with me yet. And I went to nationals with another CTE school in the state that won for management. And we went to the national competition.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're just lucky that we both amazing and we got.
Yeah, it
got
was
first
definitely
place.
out of necessity because trust me, I am not a business person whatsoever. But you know, over these past 5 years, we've learned how to be business people.
Good, good. Let me ask, any other councilors have any other questions or comments? Council Michoud?
So when I'm sitting in my Barca lounger in about 15 years, I'm going to be watching Iron Chef. So I want to hear, when I hear Ale Cuisine, I want to see one of you there, please. That's all.
So again, we're honored to have you here. We wish you the best of luck
Thank you.
next week in Baltimore, and I hope everybody just has fun with it too. I mean,
Yes.
that's a big part of it. So we're happy to take a break if you want to do pictures or anything like that.
Yeah,
We're
if we
welcome
could,
to do
if you
that.
don't mind, Mayor?
What typically happens is we'll have people fill the well here, and we can have the counselors stand up behind you, if that's all right, if that's what you want to do. All right. I'd like to move to a proclamation that we have to share tonight, and I'm going to read it from the bench. And it's a proclamation recognizing the 57th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, which is May 3rd through May 9, 2026. And the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, in the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk, now therefore I, Mark O'Brien, Mayor of Augusta, do recognize the week of May 3rd through May 9, 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our municipal clerk, Kelly Gouldrup, and to all of our deputy and assistant municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. So congratulations. Happy we're able to issue this proclamation and recognize the good work that happens each and every day in your clerk's office. Be happy to present this to you when we take a break, and I hope you'd share it with the rest of your staff. And I don't know if you want to have anything to say about your staff, but you're welcome to.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. And I would like to thank council as well, city staff, my staff, assistants, deputies, as well as election workers, and really all of the city, because it really does take a city in order to make all of this work. So, thank you.
Thank you for being with us in each and every business meeting as well. All right, moving next to new business orders and resolves, 26054, Madam Clerk.
26-054, City Manager, Bureau of Audit. Be it ordered that the roll of accounts for March 2026 in the amount of $8,510,000, 40 cents be hereby approved.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? 26055, please.
26-055, City Manager. Whereas the City of Augusta is applying for $80,000 in Northern Border Regional Commission, the NBRC, funding for the feasibility study of marina docking system along the Kennebec River. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Augusta that Jared Mills, City Manager, be hereby authorized on behalf of the City of Augusta to apply for, accept, and expend grant funds from the Northern Borders Regional Commission, NBRC. The authorized official is empowered to sign all NBRC investment documents that bind the City of Augusta.
Thank you for that. Is there any public comment on 26055? Moving next to 26056.
26-056, City Manager, Bureau of City Clerk. Be it ordered that the following list of election clerks nominated by the 2026 Augusta Democratic City Caucus be hereby appointed in accordance with MRS Title 21A, Chapter 7, subsection 503A, for a 2-year term to expire April 30, 2028. Bobby Joe Bichard, Sidney Bubar, Kyra Dobbin, Sophia Democracy, Roger Leisner, Constance Packard, Dennis Stowe.
All right, thank you. We're on 26056. Is there any public comment? Moving next to the top of the next page, and 26057, please.
26-057, City Manager, Bureau of City Clerk. Whereas Title 21A MRS subsections 122.6 and 122.8 requires special evening hours for voter registration for 2 hours in the evening between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. on at least one of the 5 business days before an election, unless the municipal officers establish different hours. Now, therefore, be it ordered that the City Council hereby establish voter registration hours to be Monday through Thursday from 7:15 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. with no special evening hours.
Thank you. Public comment? Seeing none. 26058.
26-058, City Manager. Be it ordered that the City Manager be hereby authorized to list for sale the following Police Department unclaimed property. Unknown footage.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilor Lynn,
move to waive for the reading of item 26058 with consent.
is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is adopted by unanimous consent. It's a list of 20 somewhat items, excess property that unclaimed property that the police department has, including 14 bicycles that we counted, among other items. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move next to old business ordinances being read for the second time, requiring a vote tonight. 26050.
26-050, City Manager. Be it ordained that the City of Augusta Code of Ordinances, subsection 270-11, scheduled of stop signs and flashing red lights be amended.
Mr. Mayor.
as-
Councilor Lynn.
Move to waive further reading of item 26050 with consent.
Ask if there's any objection. Hearing none. Motion is adopted by unanimous consent. This order has to do with establishing, placing 3 stop signs in locations along in the east side of Augusta. Is there any public comment? Top of the next page, 26051.
26-051, Mayor and Council. Whereas the City Council Subcommittee on Homeless Shelter Licensing recommends that a new licensing ordinance regulating homeless shelters to prevent homeless shelters to prevent serious public harm that may result from insufficiently regulated shelters, and whereas the City Council finds that this recommendation addresses the potential threats to health, safety, and property described above to constitute an emergency within the meaning of Article 2, Section 9 of the City Charter that resulted in the enactment of a moratorium on shelters. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Augusta that the attached ordinance entitled Homeless Shelter Licensing be hereby adopted.
Thank you again. This is the second read of this proposed licensing ordinance. Is there any public comment? Please let us know who you are and where you're from.
Nicholas Blanchard from right here in Augusta. I live right here on Maple Street where there's a giant homeless encampment right down the street from my house. You want to know the solution? Augusta needs a plan B, the same plan B that she's handing out. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. Is there any further public comment? Hearing none. Next is new business. Ordinance is being read for the first time. No vote required. 26059.
26-059, Mayor and Council. Whereas the City Council desires to amend the city's existing loitering ordinance and provide additional provisions governing its applicability and enforcement. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Augusta that Section 207-19 the City Code of the City of Augusta be hereby repealed and the following enacted in its place. Subsection 207-19, obstruction of public pathways. A, no person may obstruct the free passage of foot, vehicular, or other traffic over any public pathway in the city. B, any person who is observed to obstruct a public pathway and who, after receiving a lawful order from a law enforcement officer to cease and remove such obstruction and a reasonable opportunity to comply, fails or refuses to cease to obstruct or remove such obstruction, commits a civil violation punishable in accordance with Chapter 1, Article 3, General Penalty. C, for the purpose of this section, A public pathway includes, but is not limited to, public ways, sidewalks, crosswalks, median strips, trails, and any public property over which the public possesses a legal right of access or passage by foot or vehicle, as well as public entrances to buildings or businesses. B, a person shall be deemed to obstruct a public pathway if such person intentionally or unintentionally actually blocks, bars, delays, impedes, inhibits, or deters the free passage over or utilization of a public pathway by another person through either their personal conduct or physical action, or by by locating, placing, erecting, or maintaining his or her body, personal property, or other physical objects in a manner that reduces the unobstructed width of a public pathway to less than 3 feet. C, a person may not be deemed to obstruct a public pathway by merely standing, sitting, or congregating thereon unless such conduct actually interferes with free passage.
Well done. Is there any public comment? I hear none, I see none. So let's move back to the top of the agenda for council action on these items. And first, we have 26054, the roll of accounts.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
By Councilor Lynn,
Second.
seconded by Councilor Judkins. Discussion? None, please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
26055 is an order authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, and expend grant funds from the Northern Browarders Regional Commission with respect to a feasibility study for a marina and docking system along the Kennebec.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Lind,
Second, Mr. Mayor.
seconded by Councilor Judkins. Discussion? Councilor Sinkowitz?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank our Economic Development Department again for bringing this forward to us. This has been a really great partnership in the past. It's worked well, and I think that we've talked about this idea for quite a long time. So having a step forward to see what we can actually do about a marina is fantastic. So thank you. I'm excited to be voting for this tonight.
Further? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
Thank you. 26056 is the appointment of election clerks nominated by the 2026 Augusta Democratic City Caucus.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
That's moved by Councilor Lind,
Second, Mr. Mayor.
seconded by Councilor Sinkowitz. Is there a discussion? I hear none, so please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
26057 is an order establishing special evening hours for voter registration ahead of the June election.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
It's been moved for passage by Councilor Lind
Second.
and seconded by Councilor Judkins. Discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
Next is 26058, is authorizing the city manager to list for sale certain unclaimed property in the possession of the police department.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councilor Lind
Second.
and seconded by Councilor Judkins. Discussion. Councilor Lind.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So those people that know me know I fish, and there's a trolling motor for a boat on here. So I'm curious, Mr. Manager, if I wanted to purchase any of the items, where would I look?
Thank you. That would be govdeals.com, govdeals.com.
So there's going to be several bicycles, if someone's looking for a bike or perhaps a scooter.
There's a wheelchair also in there.
Several forms of modality. Thank you, sir.
Is there any further discussion? All right, please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
We're moving next to old business ordinances being read for the second time. 26050,
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
been moved by Councilor Lind
Second.
and seconded by Councilor Judkins. This has to do with the placing of new stop signs. Councilor Lind.
I just want to thank the city manager and staff. One of these intersections, actually, I've had a couple close calls. It's near my house, and I asked if they could take a look, and I asked for 2 of them. 3 of them came because an engineer went out and looked around. I didn't realize you had to have an ordinance change to install a stop sign, but this thing went through very quickly, and as usual, Public Works and the engineers kind of do their thing and do it well, and stuff happens, so thank you.
Further? All right, please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
There you go. 26051 is the second reading on the homeless shelter licensing recommendation.
Move for passage, Mr. Mayor.
By Councilor Judkins
Second.
and seconded by Councilor Gary Allen. Discussion. Counselor Judkins?
I would like to thank all of the council for its patience. I would like to thank my other committee members for the tremendous amount of hours they put in, the work that was done. I feel like the city got a really good product, and this should help move things forward and be part of one of the things we need to do is try to hope solve the problems here in Augusta with the unhoused. So, thank you all.
Further? All right. If there's no further discussion, please vote.
Motion carries 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, you'll recall the next item on the agenda is a first reading of 26059, so there's no vote required tonight, which leads us next to communications. First of all, committee reports. Anyone? Counselor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Opioid Settlement Funds Task Force met last night for our open workshop for applicants to come ask any questions that they had for our application. We had, I think we ended up with 4 attendees, and it was a great workshop. They asked great questions, really insightful. It was a good opportunity for the task force to think about what we might change if we ever had this opportunity to revise this application, and also what needs there are out there in our community and who is going to be applying for these funds. So thank you to everyone who attended, both task force members and applicants. That application remains open through, I believe it's May 8th at 4:30 p.m. and you can find it on the City of Augusta's website. Any questions other than what was brought to the workshop, they can be emailed directly to me at my council email, which is also on the website. And the list of questions will be available that were asked and answered will be available on the website shortly as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or comments for Stephanie? Other committee reports? Counselor Morris-Polly.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The rebrand committee met Monday night and Wednesday night this week. We interviewed 4 of the 5 that were chosen to move on to the next step. I think the subcommittee has identified a company based on the scoring and criteria that we put forth that we are interested in taking the next step to. We plan to bring this to a future informational meeting to update you a little bit further. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Thank you for that. Any other committee reports? Very well. City Manager's report.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just have 3 quick items. First and foremost, I want to commend Kelly also for Clerk's Week as well. She talked eloquently about her staff, but she works tirelessly, as we all know, in the work she does, and we're really fortunate to have her with all she does. So thank you, Kelly, to you and your team, and well appreciated for sure. Patriots Day on Monday, so we will, administrative offices will be closed on Monday, and the final announcement is the posted roads have been lifted, all but the Mount Vernon Road. Once that hardens up a little bit more, that will be posted, but all other roads in the city have been lifted. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, comments for the manager? All right. Good news, no executive session tonight. If there's any announcements, Councilor Sinkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wanted to also highlight, I appreciated the city making us aware of Animal Control Officer Week and Dispatcher Week. It's just a week of celebrations. We have so many staff throughout our city that do really incredible work day in and day out, in front of the camera, behind the camera, all throughout. And a huge thank you to all of those staff. You deserve your celebratory weeks and more. I also wanted to highlight again, the April break starts, tomorrow's the last day of school for Augusta students before the April vacation. They will be off next week, so look for kids running all over the place. The library has 3 different craft type programs next week that highlight different age groups. There's one that's kind of a drop-in craft, there's a pottery craft, and I'm forgetting what the third one is, but ages from about 3 up through 12 are highlighted there, and you can find those at the library's website, or you can always call enroll and get registered for you and your kids. There's also, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, April 25th at 10 a.m., Lithgow throughout this year is celebrating their 130th anniversary, but there's a reception at the library on that day. There's going to be refreshments, speeches, you'll get a historic tour of the library, and this is in collaboration with the Kennebec Historical Society as well. So come check that out and celebrate your library. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? All right, if there's no further business, we are adjourned. Thank you.